So last season, there was a ton of discussion about Caitlin Clark going into the WNBA and the reality coming and the adjustment that she would have to face. And so much of that was, of course, because of Caitlin Clark's popularity and the fact that folks were dubbing her the GOAT before she stepped onto a WNBA floor. So I understand, having worked in this business as long as I have, there is oftentimes a backlash to hype, right? And people want to deaden the hype or poke holes in all that. But Clark went on to have an unbelievable rookie season. I mean, not only did her college career speak for itself, all-time leading scorer, leading the country in points and assists, doing all sorts of stuff that had never been done before, hence why people said she was going to be the GOAT. Then she goes on to have, the certainly the best rookie season by a guard, perhaps the best rookie season overall. And as good a season as a guard has ever had in the league, period. We got to stop like even the qualifiers. I mean, she went in and had a rookie season that puts her right on that GOAT trajectory. Let's put it that way. And that's why I think you see a little bit less, and you will see fewer of the comparisons to Caitlin Clark as we get into the WNBA season, or when some of these players go into the WNBA, most notably Paige Beckers right now, because it's easy for any detractor to say, okay, Paige has a championship and Caitlin doesn't. Because really, like, there's like championship turnovers, right? Like that's it. Like, she didn't win a college championship, which is a matter of fact. But when you apply the context, I don't think holding that against her makes any sense. But nonetheless, it's a matter of fact that she didn't win a championship at Iowa. And it's also a matter of fact that she set the turnover record as a rookie with the Fever. But beyond that, there's really nothing to say. And if you're now, when you're holding her up to what she can do into the WNBA, and then she goes in and sets that precedent and the standard itself, that is hard for anybody else to reach. And I think deep down, most folks know, or basically everybody knows, that people coming in are not going to clear that bar. So the comparisons stop, right? Because the standard is there and that ain't getting cleared. And that's not a diss to anybody, right? Like, that doesn't mean Paige Beckers ain't going to have a successful WNBA career or rookie year or, any of those things. She's going to, probably be a very good player in the league. But there's, a different sort of level to it. Or as I like to say it, a great philosopher once said, there's levels to this. But nonetheless, when you see what just happened with Clark and the Fever, it can be looked at as a bit of a blueprint. And I thought there were some interesting comments by Kurt Miller, the Wings GM. This was on a media Zoom call. The question was asked by Nancy Armour of USA Today. And the question was, can what the Fever did with Caitlin Clark and how they handled it last year be a lesson for you? I'm paraphrasing, with Paige Beckers this year.
I think obviously Caitlin had an unbelievable impact on the court, and her adjustment was quick and very, very productive. And you saw how hot Indiana and how dangerous they were late in the year. And a lot of that was accredited to Caitlin's, quick adjustment, which is not always easy in this league. And because there is that adjustment. But I think the other thing that we all took notice of around our league is, something as simple as security, for our players, and how to navigate the increased viewership, the increased fandom, and how our players deserve to be protected and amplified at the same time. Really taken care of. And, it's a players first league. Our jobs all around the league is to create an incredible environment for these players. And, that's, obviously taking shape across the league with practice facilities, playing facilities, everything that these players have worked so hard for and deserved. From, charters. I got in the league, you had to be a 6-year veteran or you were still sharing a hotel room. So to watch the improvement to how we handle the players and try to create these incredible experiences for them, we just keep looking at best practices, and Caitlyn's arrival in the league, we can look at a lot of best practices to Indiana's credit that they did, and we will all be implementing with our own players.
So I thought that was a good answer from Kurt Miller. Obviously, showing respect and paying kudos to not only what Caitlin Clark was able to do in her rookie season, but also what the Fever were able to do with the rookie season of Caitlin Clark. So that it's a nice compliment there from somebody who's getting ready to have the number one pick in the draft, and was not unexcited about having the number one pick in the draft. If anybody saw his celebration that they filmed and shared when the Wings did indeed get that top pick, he was pumped up about it. And then I think he had that "How about them apples" post shortly thereafter it. But the Wings reshared that yesterday, obviously in preparation for the WNBA draft, and with the expectation that pick is going to be Paige Bueckers. But this was Kurt Miller at the time.
The Los Angeles Sparks.
Yes! 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 And remember where he came from too. So, coming from Los Angeles to Dallas and getting that number one pick, that had to feel a little bit like an extra special moment. And then, of course, there will be Paige Bueckers and Caitlin Clark comparisons, which is okay. Caitlin Clark was the number one pick last year. Paige Bueckers is the number one pick this year. They're both guards, and they will eventually play head to head, which, will lead to some exciting matchups. And what did they call it? I think that's part of the rivalry week that was put together by the WNBA. And Caitlin's aware that it could lead to some extra attention, because she talked about the venue change and Paige Bueckers and showed some love as well.
So like that arena's fun to play in too. Like it's a small place. Yeah. It's loud. Honestly, they should move every game to American Airlines, because I think Paige has that type of draw. Like, she'll be able to bring those type of fans in. I know we're playing there one of our games. Hopefully the other one gets moved too. We would appreciate that, Dallas Wings, if you can move the other one. But
I love them. I love this.
But, it goes to show you what the standard is now with Caitlin Clark, and why there will be a little bit less of probably direct comparisons to what she did as a rookie season, or in her rookie season with the Fever, but also how, there is a blueprint in a sense for how that can be navigated, because it's not like Paige Bueckers won't get way more attention than your average rookie, and it is going to be thrown into the fire coming straight off that UConn championship.